Hello everyone, Muru here. In this video, I want to show you how you can create your own fillable form using Microsoft Word. First off, what is a fillable form? A fillable form is nothing but a document in which you can have people go in and fill in their details similar to that of an application screen or a web page, but they won't be able to edit the questions or the structure of the form. You can use things like checkboxes, text fields, drop-down lists, and date pickers to build your form. Once you are finished completing your form, you can email it back or you could print it or you could even connect it to your database. However, connecting to a database is not covered as part of this video. You can compare this with a kind of Adobe PDF form, but this would be Microsoft version. I have included a sample form today if you want to use it to follow along. Let's jump onto the PC and get started. Here I am in Microsoft Word, and to be able to do this, first you need a Word document that you want to transform into a form. Here is my Word document that I need to work on. I have a subscription form for the Mumas Academy. You can download the sample form from the description below. This is a simple subscription form that a candidate would use to subscribe to a course in Mumas Academy. Now it's purely just a basic Word document and we need to turn this into a fillable form. To create a form, we need to turn on a new tab on the top ribbon. To do that, let's hover over the ribbon and then right click anywhere in the ribbon. When you right click, the context menu appears and right in the middle there is an option to customize the ribbon. Let's click on that. This opens a dialog box where we can customize the ribbon, and over on the right hand side you see most of the tabs are turned on by default. To create a form, let's check the developer option to make sure that's turned on and then click on OK. We now have a new option appear on the top tabs called developer. Now let's see step by step how we are going to do this. So don't worry. We are going to focus only on two different areas of the developer ribbon today. We are going to focus on the various controls to build our form, and then at the end we will use the protect section to restrict editing of our new form. Okay, that said, now I have a form to build because we have a lot of traction for our new courses we launched recently. The first question on the form is your full name, and then we want the candidate to fill in their name. So up on the developer ribbon, I have two different options for text entry, the rich text control and the plain text content control. We will talk in a moment about what the differences are, but for now let's simply insert a plain text content control. When I insert that onto my form, I see a field that appears that says click or tap here to enter text. To change the properties, I can simply select the form item and could go up to click the properties button above in the ribbon, and this opens up the properties dialog. Here in properties, I could give a title, tag, etc. for the text box control. These are more important if you want to connect your form to a database. If you just have people saving it or printing it out, this won't matter as such. Below, I can change the appearance of this field. By default, it's set to a bounding box. It's basically a gray box that appears to indicate that someone can fill that out. If I click on the drop down, I could also change it to a start end tag. Then click on OK. So this is how it looks like. I like the default option of bounding box, so I'm going to leave it as such. I have a few different options on the bottom like changing color, locking options, etc. For now, I'm going to leave them as such and click on OK. For the next question on my form, I want the customers to indicate what course they want to subscribe and also the duration of the course. I'm going to use a checkbox. I'll simply place my cursor in front of the first option, and once again on the developer ribbon, I have the option to insert a checkbox content control. Let me insert this and I'll proceed to add a checkbox in front of every item on this list. To the right of it, I want the customer to fill in the duration that they want. So here again, I'm going to insert a plain text content control, and I'll simply go down and add one for each individual item on this list. Just like before, I can click on one of the items and then open properties dialog here. I'm in the properties for the checkbox, and I could define what a checkbox looks like and also what an unchecked symbol looks like. For each one of these items that I insert onto a form, I could go into the properties to change the styles or different attributes of an item. For the next item on my order form, I want customers to indicate how they have heard about us. This will help us as we are deciding where we want to spend our marketing budget. For this, I want it to be a drop down But I also want to give the customers the flexibility to insert an option if, let's say, we did not have it on our drop down list. There are two different options available. There's a combo box content control and there is also a drop down list. Now they are both pretty similar, but there's one key difference. With the combo box content control, a customer can also type in their own option. So they are not just limited to the options that I have on the drop down list. Let me insert a combo box content control. I have now inserted my combo box content control, but when I click on this, I don't see any items in here. So we will go up to the open properties dialog, and down at the bottom I could define what items appear in the drop down list. Let me type in a few items. I have typed in a few different items and surprisingly we have got a lot of customers from social media promos than other options. Once you are done entering all of the options, let's click on OK. Now when I click on this drop down list, you will see a lot of other options appear. I mentioned that with a combo drop down list, you can also click on it and type in your own option. For instance, here someone could go in and type in advertisement and this works. For the next question, I want a customer to indicate their preferred course delivery method, and just like before, I also want this to be a drop down list, but this time I don't want people typing in options because I need to limit the delivery options that are feasible for us. I'm going to the top on the developer ribbon and this time let's insert a drop down list content control. When I insert this right now, there's nothing on the drop down list, and once again let's click on properties and we could define what appears in the drop down list. Let me add a few items. I have added a few items to the list and these are our two course delivery methods. You can choose a course to be delivered as an instructor-led classroom session, or you can also attend it as a virtual online session. Once you're all done, click on OK. Now here I see my drop-down list with all the items I added. And unlike the previous example, if I try to type in something, I'm unable to do so. I'm locked to just these options here. So that's the key difference between the combo box and the standard drop-down list. For the next question on my form, I want customers to indicate their desired delivery date, and for this, a date picker would really be perfect. So once again, from the developer ribbon, under controls, there is a date picker content control. Let's click on this to insert a date picker. If I go up to properties, I have a bunch of different options that I could set. I could define the date format, the calendar type, etc. So I want to have all of the defaults here, so I'll click on OK. The next question is an optional question and we wanted to understand the customer's intention or purpose to take this course. By understanding this, I believe we could tune up the content to meet our customer's expectation. For this one, I wanted to insert a rich text content control and I'll also highlight what the difference is from the plain text. Here, let's insert a rich text content control. For the next one, with the promo code, I am simply going to insert a plain text content control. I entered some sample text into the intention field. I also simply pasted the same text down below in the promo code field just to show what is the difference between two of them. If you notice here, I could highlight a word and change the color to red and another word into blue. With the plain text down below, let's say I want to do same here. If I set the color, I can only set one style attribute at a time and it all has to be same. With the rich text field, you have a lot of richness and customizability over what your text looks like. I'm going to undo that for now. I'll simply leave it to the rich text and then for promo code, I set it to plain text. For the next question, I also wanted the form to include a photograph. Maybe it's a little odd for a short-term course, but if someone prefers to include a photograph of themselves, we wanted to appreciate that practice by giving them some discount as it helps us to recognize and validate the individual when they attend the course. Once again, on the developer ribbon, there is an option to insert a picture content control. When I insert that, it inserts a rectangle here, and if you click on the middle box, a customer filling out this form can insert their photograph from their computer. Now that wraps up my form. I have all of my different form fields set here and I am ready to go. So next I want to prep my form to distribute out to our sales reps. Up above, once again under the developer within the protect category, let's click on restrict editing button. This opens up a pane over on the right hand side where we can now restrict editing. Let's focus on the second option here named editing restrictions. Let's check this so that people can only fill in the form and they won't be able to edit anything else. Once you select that, you need to start enforcement. When you click, this opens up a prompt where I can set a password. So you can only edit things outside of the form if you enter in the password. So you can see my document is now restricted, and as you will see here, if I try to change the title or if I try to change anything else on the form, I won't be able to do that. I could only fill in different values here. For example, I typed in my name and I could go through and select which course I want to subscribe for. When someone goes through and they fill out your form, they can save it and send it back to you, or they could print it out and then return it to you. So this form is ready and I can now distribute this to my sales team. I really believe that this form could enable a lot of flexibility for my customers during subscription. Alright, that was a quick look at how you can build a fillable form in Microsoft Word. If you think you have learned something new with this video, kindly do like this video, and to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. Kindly leave your comments below for me with feedback and your suggestions. Alright, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time soon. Bye.